swinging away and socks this to deep left field. That is gone! Bryson Harper.
Wortham pulls for the ball. It's a chest high step. He was down the middle of the field. He's going to throw the goal run. Has it in the middle. Intercepted. Intercepted, taking it down the far sideline. He steps out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. And that's how you cap the game up. Jabril White called game on his third interception of the evening.
Sierra Smith quickly worked around, feeding the hot hand. Jasmine got it! 3 threes for number 23.
He finds Edwards. Edwards needs to get the shot up. Pulls up a deep three. Able to knock it down.
The counter attack. Here comes Carla Ramos forward, looking for Noelle Lemus. She's gotten by the last defender. Valentine comes down. Noelle drills the keeper. Lemus. And that is a DVC victory. And the Vikings are champions of California.
Welcome to our coach's call. Today we have head coach of the Diablo Valley College Vikings, Coach Collins, and let's just set the table as of what happened 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, Diablo Valley College went in. They defeated City College of San Francisco by a score of 34-21 to claim their share of a Base 6 conference championship, closing out the regular season 9-1 as a Base 6 co-champion. The Vikings will be hosting Butte here at home, the very first playoff game hosted at Viking Stadium. And the Roadrunners are coming into the playoffs as the 6th seed, 8-2 on the year, coming off a comeback victory 24-21 over Sierra College, where they claimed the NorCal conference title. So, Coach, starting off with the victory against City College of San Francisco, what did that win mean for you as a program, and what did that win mean for you as an individual?
For the program, it takes us to the next step. One of our initial goals is to win the Base 6, and we did. And I think more importantly for us, we went into a big game. We didn't sugarcoat to anybody in our program that it was a big game, the significance that it meant for us, because there were situations where if we did not win that game, we do not make the playoffs. Our guys showed up and performed in all 3 phases, as well as we've played all year. I think it was as close to a complete game in all 3 phases as we've had all year. The fact that we took the ball away 4 times, didn't give it away once, was fantastic in the red zone, moved the ball well. We didn't have a ton of yards, but that's because our special teams kept giving, and defense kept giving us short fields. So for a program that now 18 months in the making has been talking about where do we want to go and how we want to get there, and there's been a lot of small checkpoint accomplishments along the way to now get to one of the more major ones in kind of the timeline that we really envisioned, but to do it just says a lot about the kids and the belief that our program has and what we're doing. And individually, it meant that we get to go to the playoffs and pursue a national championship. Now we get to play in games that give our players a better platform to be evaluated by 4-year colleges. It gives them opportunities that just really genuinely enhance not just the number of opportunities at the 4-year level that will be provided to them, but the highest levels of Division I football now have to take note of what our guys are doing in big games against elite competition. And when you go into big games and perform the way our guys are performing, it just increases their exposure and increases their credibility of what we've been saying all along. We have a lot of Division I caliber football players, and now we've given ourselves a better opportunity to get to the highest levels of 4-year football.
I think only you can really say that 361 yards is not a lot, because to most teams, if you see 361 yards, you're feeling pretty darn good about the way your offense performed.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And our offense played great. And yeah, it's one of those things where I think we had a 8-yard touchdown drive, a 50-yard touchdown drive, a 40-something yard touchdown drive, a great 2-minute drill execution to kick another walk-off field goal, which is this one at the end of the half. We felt really good about how we did on 3rd down. Felt really good about what we did in the red zone. We felt really good about everything that we did. And to do it in that type of game, in that type of environment, it just gives us so much confidence as we begin the postseason.
We know how explosive the offense can be, averaging 484 yards and 37 points per game. That's top 10 in the state in both of the regards. But the Roadrunners' strength lies in their aggressiveness on the defensive side of the ball. They've tallied up 28 sacks this year, 13 interceptions, while only allowing 95 rush yards per game. When you go into a game like this against a very stout defense, how do you go and attack that kind of defense?
We have a tremendous amount of respect for Butte College, and I've had battles with Butte over my entire career. My predecessor did. Butte is among one of the most consistent elite programs in the state of California, and it's a program that's promoted within for the last couple head coaches. There's a legacy and a tradition at Butte. Things have been inherited over the years, and they understand how to play the brand of football that they want to play, which you alluded to is physical on both sides of the ball. Obviously, on offense, they're going to run the ball and do what they do. But in regard to defense, they have a really good understanding. You turn on the film from last week against Sierra, but you can go turn on the film from 2018 versus City College of San Francisco, and there's a lot of similarities. The coaches do a great job teaching to their players what is expected. You have to go into a game like this and try to find things that we do well and put ourselves in situations that we think give us the best chance to do what we do well and go execute it. And I'm using the word well a lot, but play well. And that's really what it comes down to, is being able to execute and play at a high level. And again, our confidence comes from the fact that we believe that we're a very talented group, but we also now have a lot of experiences that validate that, right? And we've gone through the year with just a variety of different obstacles and challenges that we've answered every single time. And now we feel really good about our preparation heading into tomorrow in regard to how offensively we plan to attack Butte. We feel confident that we're prepared and understanding how they're going to attack us. And we know that Butte feels the same way. And that's what you're going to get this time of year, is good football teams that understand how to play the game as a team, as a program. And now it's just a matter of going and doing it on game day. And that's what we are most excited about, is having the opportunity to go perform.
Short, sweet, and simple. We've got a matchup here in the playoffs. DVC hosting Butte College. I'm so excited for the action that is coming on the other side of this break. Thank you so much for your time, Coach. And we'll be back on the other side with kickoff here from Viking Stadium. Playoff football, baby. Let's go.
We are just about 8 minutes and 30 seconds away from kickoff, but before we begin this afternoon, I'd like to take a moment to commemorate the life of Coach John Beam. His life was tragically taken from him on November 14th at the age of 66. JUCO is the land of opportunity, and Coach Beam provided ample amounts of opportunity for those in Oakland, the East Bay, the Bay Area as a whole, and even worldwide. Over his 45 years of coaching at the high school and collegiate level, he was able to elevate the lives of the many he came across. The Bay Area has truly lost a pillar in the community, and he will forever be remembered. 2 claps. Ready. Welcome, folks. We've got Northern California regional playoffs here from Pleasant Hill, California. This is the very first time DVC has been able to host a playoff game, and we are extremely happy to bring you the action. Jordan Sandoval joined by Max Agrest today on this lovely Saturday afternoon kickoff slated for just a smidge past 1 p.m., and we've got a fun matchup between the Butte Roadrunners as the number 6 seed traveling down just about 2.5 hours to Pleasant Hill right here outside in the Concord greater area to take on the number 3 seed Diablo Valley College Vikings. As we have a second, let's take a look at this broadcast and just the road to the state championship, or like we like to call it, the national championship, because JUCO football runs through the 3C2A in California. San Francisco and Fresno, one of the other teams having action today. They are in the second quarter as they kicked off at 12 p.m. That one is a score of 21-14 currently at San Francisco as the Fresno City College Rams have the lead. We have this one slated for about 1 p.m. between the 3-seed DVC Vikings and Butte College. The winner of this one will take on Modesto at Modesto as they were the winners of the Valley Conference, and they will host at home after a 2-week break. And the winner of the one we previously talked about between San Francisco and Fresno City will go up to the number 1 seed in San Mateo to take them on the 29th at San Mateo. As we move past the bracket, the highest team seed will win, and they will host the home games. And as we move to the state/national championship, it will be held at the Southern California campus, and that is how these will work out. So you've been here in practice the last couple days, Jordan. You've seen DVC prepare. Has the intensity been turned up in the last few weeks?
It's been turned up to the max. One thing coaches preached about this game is that it's going to be a gritty one, so you better buckle up because this game's going to be one in the trenches. So, yes, definitely going to be intense.
And as to be expected, every single time Butte comes in, they play the same brand of football. They've been doing it for the last 35 to 40 years. Butte football is Roadrunner football, and they go out, and man, they are physical at both sides of the line of scrimmage every single time. On the other side, DVC, top 10 in offense, top 10 in defense. This is one of the best teams in the 3C2A. The lone loss came at San Mateo. So if San Mateo is able to make it through, then the potential ability to have that rematch, or maybe we see an upset, as they've had a lot of success in Fresno City College, playing them early on in the season. Obviously a better team now, and their lone loss of the season was San Francisco. So we'll take one quick break here for a moment of silence to remember Coach John Beam. We'll have the national anthem, and we'll be back on the other side here for the start and the kickoff of this playoff here from Pleasant Hill, California in Viking Stadium. Stand by, folks.
Coach Beam's
We are live here from Viking Stadium. Butte won the toss, they deferred, so this dynamic DVC offense will get the first swing of action, and we'll take a look at Kalani McLeod coming out in his freshman season, one of the leaders in the 3C2A, and essentially every single passing category you could think of. 27 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, a amazing 66% completion percentage on 2,638 yards. DVC's got a great one behind center, and Jaden Macedo will likely get some burn as well. Macedo, the sophomore out of Cal High in San Ramon. He was a first-team All-Selection in the Bay 6 a season ago at Foothill College, decided to come here. He's been getting some repetitions inside and out here, but I expect him to be inserted in some of these red zone situations as he's a dynamic dual threat quarterback. The Bay 6 Player of the Year, Ferrari Miller, will be the lead back. He has just a touch shy under 1,000 yards on this season, a 2-time Bay 6 selection, has a lot of Division I offers, and it's going to be extremely exciting to see. Butte College coming out in their white tops with their black bottoms, black numerals with the golden domes. They will be kicking it left to right. DVC coming out green tops, green bottoms with the white trim, the white stripe down the middle of the hat, the white numerals, and the Vikings will get the ball to start. Lane Gardner to kick it off, and it is Jurion Dickey out there, spotted down at the 8-yard line as the kick returner. Garner, a 3-sport athlete back in high school, an all NorCal conference selection. And he's going to jot forward, swing the right leg, end over end kick. This one be fielded inside of the 15-yard line, top of the numbers by Jurion Dickey. Jurion Dickey with a little bit of space, but the curtain closes on him momentarily. He falls down as the ball pops out. DVC will fall on it. And after a little bit of a precarious start here for the Vikings, they will still get the ball out to the 21-yard line to start.
Looks like Ben Wheeler there made the tackle and try to strip the ball there.
And that is something you got to be very careful of. Both these teams want to play a physical brand of football, but it is very much so synonymous with this Butte College team. Their front 4 or front 5, depending on where they set up, is one of the most dynamic units in the 3C2A. They are so good
after 5-yard penalty
at getting after the ball, and it looks like we're actually going to have a re-kick.
Yep.
So DVC actually a little advantageous there. Obviously a little bit of a shaky start there with the fumble, but fortunately for Jurion Dickey, that fumble is no longer on his stat sheet. They're going to have to move back 5 yards because of an illegal procedure and kick this ball off again. And more than anything, those guys just sprinted down the field. You go about 70 yards down the field to try to make a tackle. Yes, you are fresh. Yes, it is the beginning of the game, but I mean, maybe a little gas to start here. You always have to watch out about coverage ability. Butte College has given up 4 kickoff returns this year, 2 of them coming the way of Laney College in week 2, and then a few sprinkled throughout the rest of this season. So if you do give a little bit of space, Butte College might cough one up here to start. Heels of Jurion Dickey spotted down to the 15-yard line now. It'll field it at the 14.
Another crack
at 1. Jurion Dickey working towards the near sideline. Not much space here. A better return on the play as this ball will be dropped down to the 27-yard line. And DVC about 5 yards more on the starting field position now.
Good lane integrity on that kickoff coverage.
And that's something we're going to have to see from both sides. DVC in the last matchup a couple weeks ago against San Francisco came out, and they did give up some big returns. So expect the Vikings to come out, tighten things up here, and they will line up in the pistol look, pistol spread from the near hash mark to get it started. Working right to left, Kalani McLeod out of the pistol. Ferrari Miller right behind him here. Eyeing down the 4-man front of the defense. Looks. RPO across the middle of the field, and this one's caught for a gain of 9 yards on the play. Matt Gooding came out to make the play. The freshman out of San Marin coming up for his 11th catch of the year, and it was tackled on the play by free safety Montez Randall. That will be enough for a first down. Miles Dixon going to be in and out of the lineup, a little shaken up earlier this week, so we'll take a look at some of the other players and this dynamic receiving group that the Vikings possess. Between the hash marks here on the corner of the C logo from midfield. Play action fake, Kalani McLeod. Time to throw, scoots out of the pocket, rolls out to his right-hand side, still keeping his eyes downfield, stumbles, and he's dropped down. That is the pressure of Butte coming all the way, relentless in their pursuit. Kai Ball, the sophomore out of Crescent City, California, came up, fought all the way, and the 3 technique will officially be credited with the sack. A 2-yard loss in the play, and that's his 3rd and a half of the season.
Good motor right there, just be able to finish the play.
And you can call that one a coverage sack because of the fact that he just earned so much time. 2nd down and 12 now, 2nd down and long. Give over to the back. Ferrari Miller, no space there. Kai Ball once again coming up with the stop. A yard on the carry on his first attempt for Ferrari Miller. And a little bit of a different fold here. A lot of RPOs to start for the Vikings.
Yeah, with Ferrari in the backfield, you want to get the defense to focus on him. That'll open up the RPO. On that quick slant you just saw with Matt Gooden.
That was an RPO as well, yeah. 3 plays, 2 of them RPOs, 1 of them a play action fake. Right between the hash marks, roughly the same spot. Obvious passing situation, climbing the pocket, rolling to his right-hand side. McLeod throwing, got past the defender, and that is Kai Taylor down to the 45, call it down to the 44. The strong safety, Jude Mendoza, sophomore out of Reno, Nevada, able to get the stop. And just a really good job buying time there by Kalani McLeod, and a better job understanding the coverage. Kai Taylor just scooting past that flat defender.
Yeah, that's got to hurt as a defense. You got an offense on the third and long and able to extend the play and convert.
Working out of Peerley's spread sets here. Handoff again, some space on the right side. Ferrari Miller busts his way through to the 30. Top of the numbers, a rush of 12, and the Vikings will be spotted down to the 27-yard line. Montrez Randall having to do a lot of coverage in terms of the tackling game right now. The Vikings are working at Mach speed right now. No huddle in sight, straight up to the ball out of shotgun now. Far hash mark working right to left. Motions his receiver across the formation. That's Gooden, who's getting the start today. Hand off on the sweep on the left side. Ferrari Miller chiseling his way through, but the pressure of that defensive line a little too much, losing half a yard on the play. A couple different defensive linemen and linebackers in there. Credit goes to Javen Hudson, the 6'1", 215 freshman out of Yucca Valley, a former 3-sport athlete and one of the leading tacklers on the team. As we try to, there we go, get our focus fixed up there, and we're all good to go. 2nd down and 11 now. 11:33 counting down to the opening drive for the Vikings here. 11 yards to go. Time to throw this time around. Over the top, and this one's broken up. Jurion Dickey ran the post route, plenty of time to throw there for Kalani McLeod, but great coverage on the play by Ojani Gray to be able to break that ball up.
They hit Jurion in the hands. This was a good job of finishing through the contact and able to bat the ball down.
Ojani Gray, the former 2-star recruit, bounced back from FCS Robert Morris, an all NorCal conference team. As we try to get our camera situation fixed up, a screen pass to the near hand side, cutting it up towards the hash. And that one was Garrett Isamonu. And the Vikings will be brought down short. It'll be 4th down and long here. Let's try to get this thing fixed up for you guys in a moment. Please bear with us. We'll get it fixed up in just a moment, folks. We get a radio call for you guys, so you can still work with that on 4th down. Vikings going to go for it. 4th down and 8. Snap is off. It's a chest high snap. McLeod surveys McLeod across the field, and it might be short, and it's well short, rather. Tried to free up some space for Ferrari Miller out to the 21-yard line. Only picked up 6 when you needed 9. And that is a turnover and down for the Vikings. They got through some tough situations here, but unfortunately are not able to convert on their opening drive. Terrific job on the coverage on the play by Butte College, and Butte's offense will come out led by freshman quarterback Amari Cooper, the 6'4", 200-pound freshman out of New Orleans, Louisiana. An all NorCal Conference team selection will be there behind the back. Niall Raby is the running back as well. Now Raby, extremely talented. 1,000 yards plus this season, the MVP of this league. Faking the reverse on the jet sweep across the formation. Lowering the shoulder is Najee Dade, and he will bring the ball forward for a gain of 4 in the play, bringing up 2nd down and 6. Good job by Caleb Pilecki, being able to scrape down that line, keep that outside contained. And if you're going to play a lot of those outside games and try to attack the edge, your defensive ends really need to be disciplined.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of a shock there coming from you. You're expecting some sort of power or inside zone, but come out, run the ball to the outside there.
This is what you expect to see out of Butte, though. They go out there, they line up in heavy formations. They're lined up in a 2 tight end set right now, and 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, 1 running back. But they'll give you a lot of window dressing as they go with the quarterback keeper this time around. Fake the toss to the near-hand side, and the rugby scrum brings them forward for a gain of 2 on the play. That's the first rushing attempt of the day by Amari Cooper.
Yeah, as you were saying with those tricks, they use a lot of motion in their offense. It's all eye candy to get the defense making the wrong movements.
Yeah, I saw a lot of beautiful plays that Butte has drawn up this year, but at the end of the day, if you take away all the window dressing with the orbit motions, with all this and that, it's sweet, it's power, it's toss.
Yeah.
You just got to break it down to its core. You can't get too mixed up on the way that they run their team. 2 tight ends to the left-hand side from the near hash mark with the fullback in there as well. They go power this time around. Runs into the back of his fullback, and Niall Raby is going to be dropped half a yard short of the line to gain. Great job there by Santino Acevedo, able to fight through, and it looks like they give him the first down. Acevedo holding that play up and making it close, however. One thing you have to worry about with this Butte team is if they can get the running game going and dictate the momentum and dictate the pace of the game, that can put you in a bad spot. Going with the rush to the left-hand side. Now Raby trying his best to break through an ankle tackle. And, man, the second and third efforts there, tremendous job. Looked like he should have went down for only a gain of 1, but instead squeaks through for a gain of 4. And a nice Walker from his corner spot, assisting in the run game.
Yeah, these Butte RBs are not going to go down easy. You've got to swarm to the ball and get everybody, all hands on deck.
Raby the main back, but you do have 2 more capable backs behind him. And expect to see a heavy dose of Niall Raby today. Talk about in the regular season having him at a little bit of a pitch count. You don't want to give him 30, 35, 40 carries, but in the playoffs when it's win or go home, that's exactly where it is. Working to the right-hand side, reverses his feeding. And the completion goes to the right-hand side to Jeremiah Fernandez. The freshman out of Tampa, Florida, picks up enough for the first down. In that situation, you fake power with the tight end, bring across the formation, and the quarterback just kind of breaks you down and makes you think it's going to be run. Heavy play-action fake there. We're seeing a lot out of the bag of Butte right now. And just look at this formation right now. They're lining up. All 5 offensive linemen are set up, and then the skill positions are in there. Tight bunch to the right-hand side with the tight end. Jet formation, hand the ball off on the sweep to the left-hand side. And a great job inside by some of those defensive tackles. Niall Raby only a gain of 2 on the play, trying to work left.
Yeah, along with pulling guards and pulling O-line in general, you're going to have to look out for wings getting movement as well. They're going to get bodies all to one side to overpower you.
Santino Acevedo and Wesley Garden actually coming in there and make the tackle. I always got to give love to my big boys inside. You know, as a defensive tackle, it's nice to have tackles on your stat line, but your main job is to occupy that space of the offensive lineman and allow your linebackers to scream in there and make the play. And that's exactly what happened for the Vikings there, as it was only a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8 here from the 47-yard line. 2 first downs already here for Butte. Motions the receiver across. They're going to go jet motion and orbit now as they hand the ball off on the reverse. DVC doing very well to read it all the way through. The second carry of the day by Najee Dade. And it's Aaron Woodard not getting forward at all, losing about a quarter of a yard on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and long and an obvious passing situation here for Amari Cooper. Cooper 133 for 242. That's 55%. With 1,671 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions on the year. He's averaging 167 passing yards per game. In the last matchup against Sierra, only 105 yards passing. They got all their work done on the ground. Two tight ends to the right-hand side. The motion, another tight end in the formation. Play action fake, rolls out to the left-hand side. Cooper is a dynamic athlete. He turns the corner, trying to get the angle, but Wesley Garden comes up to lay the lumber. A big hit on the play as it looked like Santino Acevedo was dragging the quarterback down. So punishment delivered from the Vikings linebackers, and it makes it 4th down from the 49-yard line.
Great job by Wesley Garden right there, just tracking the hip.
Now in the game, 86.
And a better job there by Acevedo holding him up.
Exactly.
Punt coming out here, Ashton Carr, the all NorCal Conference team selection. About to send it away from the 48.5-yard line. High swinging end over end. Pardon me, it's a high swirling kick. That'll be fair caught at the 6-yard line. Jake Calcagno coming out there, and the Vikings going to be buried inside of their own 10-yard line. But the defense holds up. They get a stop, and they play very physical at the point. That's what you want to see for the Vikings. You got to believe Coach Nonies, Devin Nonies, as there's 2 on the staff. His son, the linebackers coach as well. You got to believe he's feeling pretty happy about the way his team has been able to perform up to this point.
Yeah. Physicality was a big thing that was talked about in defensive meetings, and it's a good showing right there for the first drive.
Rozzie Wilson line up at that left tackle spot. The Vikings lining up with a tight formation on the right side. Tight end 3-point stances. Amani Elfadil out of the pistol. Handoff right side. No space to work with here for Ferrari Miller, just doing his best to get a yard on the play. Credit goes to Jeremiah Johnson, the sophomore edge player out of Reno, Nevada. Man, this guy is a dynamic athlete. Was the 31st ranked athlete out of high school in 22. Now he's a 3-star JUCO recruit with 9 offers, the defensive MVP in the NorCal Conference, and an all-conference selection as well. 2nd down and 9. Ball spotted down to the 9. RPO once again. They will give the ball over to the back. And just really looking like he's playing hopscotch in the box right here. Jump cut left, jump cut right, diving forward. Really good job there on some really patient, tough running. Making it 3rd down and manageable here for Ferrari Miller.
Yeah, better movement there by the O-line up front. Able to get some space.
There's a lot of talent, but the edge really standing out on film for Butte. Out of the shotgun this time around. Looking to the near-hand side. Has to roll it to his right. Fakes the pass. Slides down for the 1st down. And a late hit on the play. Let's see. No flag at the end of the play, and I think it was just a bang-bang job there. And that's what we've been seeing from Kalani McLeod over the last few weeks. Early on the season, more of a traditional pocket passer, and he still is that, but he's added the ability to kind of extend these plays and use his legs as a dual threat now in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, that's just something that's evolved over the course of the season. He's been able to feel the pressure, step up in the pocket, and then break it when he needs to.
And I like the fact that he faked the lateral as well, just holding up those defensive backs a little bit longer to get a couple more yards. Far hash mark, right to left. RPO once more, pump fakes, has to roll it to his right-hand side, and diving forward, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It won't officially be called a sack on the play because he gained half a yard, but Peyton Marceo, the redshirt freshman out of Heath, Texas, the bounce back from Colorado Mesa, makes the play. There's a lot of different talent from different states for this Butte College team. The alumni network runs deep, and that's part of the reason why you've had 2-3 last head coaches being promoted from within here at Butte. 2nd down and 9 from the 21-yard line. Looks to the near-hand side. He'll drop it off over to Ferrari Miller. Miller squeezing through 2 defenders, and he gets a gain of 4 on the reception this time. Javen Hudson once again making the play, and the Vikings bring up a 3rd down and 5. Obviously, we've talked about how every player has developed over the years, and that's just kind of the nature of it. Freshmen are now almost sophomores in the situations after 10 games played. But the ability to catch out of the backfield has been a dynamic threat from Ferrari Miller this whole year. Last year, not much more of that threat. And a quick out route this time around. It looks like Miles Dixon was maybe half a yard from the spot, and that's exactly it. 4 yards on the play there as Montrez Randall able to force the Vikings to send their punt team out here. And we talked about Dixon just being not quite 100% at this point in the season. And that's potentially that same type of situation. Typically, you want to run that quick out at 6 yards, so when you get tackled, it's 5 yards back. But in that situation, drop back. First time we're seeing JJ now. Jacob Johnson, the all-league punter for the DVC Vikings. A high, swirling punt brought down at the 24-yard line. And just having a sprint for it, doing his best to pick up 6 yards on the play. That was Jaden Salier, the sophomore out of Portland, Oregon, on his 6th punt return of the year, flipping the sides of the field here. And the Roadrunners will get their start here on their second drive to the 30. 46 yards on the punt there.
Good enough hang time on there, too, allowing the Gunners to get down there.
And that's part of the reason why he's such a viable threat in special teams. Jacob doesn't just kick it far. It's all about that air time. And as we talked about, two teams that really like to balance their games with the running attack, and only 1:15 remaining here in the opening quarter. Amari Cooper working out of the two-back pistol here. Give to the back, left-hand side for Raby. Raby breaks one tackle, finds his way to the sideline. Tackled down after a gain of 8. Great job tracing on the play by Journey McCoy. McCoy, one of those MVPs of last week, got 2 interceptions to help cap that game off against San Francisco. 4 tackles, couple interceptions, a breakup, and a forced fumble recovery. Journey McCoy, the bounce back from Nevada a year ago. He's definitely going to have opportunities to go play some big boy football at the next level coming up soon. Vikings trying to extend their season as much as possible here. 20-second difference between the play clock and the game clock here. 2nd down and 2. Opportunity to potentially take a shot here for Cooper. Instead, they give it to the back once more. Springing through is Raby. And Raby may have fumbled that ball. The Vikings take it away. Forced fumble on the play. Raby coughs it up. That is his 5th fumble of the year, his 3rd loss, and the Vikings will get another crack at it with 22 seconds left in the first. Right there in the middle of the scrum, the Vikings the last few weeks have been tenacious getting after that ball, punching away, ripping it out, and the first takeaway of the day goes the way of the Vikings. They're +1.
As I always talk about, turnovers are a key thing that's talked about in our meetings, and it's what we want. We want the ball. We want that good field positioning for our offense, and we get it. And the DVC defense gets it right there.
And that's what we saw last week against City College of San Francisco. A lot of short fields for the Vikings after some turnovers. Patience, working near side. And at the end of the play, great job by the defense holding Ferrari up there. Nikhil Lawrence, the nickel corner, came up to make the stop. And he's going to be a big aspect, the sophomore out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, an all NorCal selection. The Temple commit. He is going to be one of the keys of the defense for Butte to try to stop DVC.
Jevin Hudson, number 32, helmet came off. He's going to have to come off for a play.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay because it's going to be the end of the quarter, though.
Yep.
So with that, our first break in the action. 15 minutes played, no scores across the board. And the Vikings will set up on a 2nd down from the 41-yard line on the other side of the break. You're tuned into DVC football. It's the playoffs, baby, here on DVC Vikings Live. Vikings come out flipping the sides of the field. They'll be working left to right here in the second quarter of play, and this ball's batted down. Terrific job from the rush. If you can't get there, you get your hands up in the air, and it looked like it's the linebacker, Jonah Flowers, who's coming out on a blitz to bat that ball down, forcing a 3rd down and 10. Third down and 10. Looking to the near side, sets up a screen pass over to Ferrari Miller. He works his way to the outside, space out to the 30. Gets to the far sideline, and he gets the first down. A gain of 14, and the screen pass works again. That's something Butte College was talking about a lot. Not really wanting DVC to go out there and get their screen game going, as our camera needs to be fixed up again. It'll just take us a second, folks. Bear with us.
Good call there from Coach Collins, though, using the D-line's aggressiveness against them.
And aggressiveness is great, but at the same time, you do still have to be disciplined. A gain of 1 on the play. Courage Osawe Jr. came up to make the tackle right inside. And we've seen that, I keep saying the last few weeks, but it's exactly that. Last few weeks, Ferrari, it hasn't necessarily been chunks of 5, 6, 7. It's been 1, 2, 3, and then all of a sudden comes out there, rips off a huge one. Vikings need that balance in their attack today. 13:55, pardon me. We're ending down here in the second. Staying on the ground, Ferrari Miller had no space. Great job there by Jonah Flowers with the blitz off the edge. The Vikings weren't able to pick it up, and be a loss of 4 on the play. Vikings facing a 3rd down and long now. Flowers is the leading tackler. Came into this one with 73 total tackles. Another one of those guys that has been an all NorCal Conference team selection. Has 10 Division I offers as the number 10 ranked JUCO linebacker. 13:18 remaining here. 3rd down and 13. Vikings working left to right. And a jump off on the right tackle. That will go against Zaire Young. One of the 2 first-team basic selections, the freshman out of Sacred Heart in San Francisco. And they actually called this one against Miles Dixon. Dixon has had a few offsides this season.
Yeah, DVC obviously going to have to go spread here. Obvious passing situation.
Don't zoom in for a little bit.
Trips to the right.
Yeah, working out of that spread like you were just saying on 3rd down and extremely long. 3rd down and 18. Just having to swing it out over Ferrari Miller. They left him one-on-one, and Ferrari Miller runs over the defender, spinning, keeps his feet with them past the 20, and Ferrari gets close. They'll give it to him. A flag is down at the 32-yard line, but Ferrari able to pick up 18 on 3rd and 18.
7 on the tackle.
Ty Williams came up to make the tackle in that spot. However, it might be a hold on DVC. Let's see. Body language is saying that it's likely going to be on DVC. Ferrari just fighting tooth and nail to get that first down. You love to see it. Coach Collins screaming at the officials trying to get the call here. But the officials are over talking to the head coach of Butte here, Robbie Snelling. Back-to-back penalties called against Miles Dixon. And the Vikings will march back 15 yards from that spot. Oh, this is just such a tough situation to be in. It was already 3rd down and long. You're going to scoot back an additional few yards. I wouldn't be surprised to see a draw or something, just live to fight another down.
At least try to get into field goal range for Daniel Sokol.
About where is Sokol's field goal range at this point?
He's during practice I've seen him hitting around the. Hold on here.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay, because the catch was called behind the line of scrimmage, they're saying there was no pick in that situation. So the Vikings will have the flag waved up. All the credit in the world. Ferrari Miller still able to pick up that first down, so the Vikings are in field goal range, but obviously you're looking for a lot more than that now. They're going to call this one 4th and inches. They will say Ferrari didn't quite get there. Maybe we'll see a quick run up to the ball here. And now there are more the chains. Okay. That changes the play call here. The play clock is holding up for a moment. They finally called a whistle. So new running back in here. Martise Ferguson. It's not Martis, it's Martise. We've been calling him the wrong name all year long. His dad gave me some love earlier before the game. Rolling out to his right side. You don't want to see your quarterback throw a hit, but that is the power of Kalani McLeod there. Really just crumpled up, and guess what? That 200-pound frame moving with some action.
Yeah, he ran somebody over there.
And it looks like Kalani McLeod will get a breather here as Jaden Macedo will get his first playing time here inside of the red zone.
Yeah, as you were saying earlier, Jaden Macedo is going to be a good threat for DVC down the red zone with those quarterback-designed runs.
So Macedo, we've seen a lot of RPO, and now it's just going to be direct quarterback keeper right-hand side. The spin button hit that circle to get a gain of 3 on the play on the quarterback keeper. Montrez Randall, he has been sticking his nose in the ball at every single point today. The ball will be at the 12-yard line, making it a 3rd down and 4. A little interesting play call. You saw RPO, you saw zone read, and in your first play, you just go, hey, quarterback carry. Quarterback power with the running back as the lead blocker. Shotgun spread now. Macedo looking to the near sideline, pump fakes, throws back of the end zone, front of the end zone, and it's Kai Taylor breaking her, scoring open. Taylor just breathing that space along that near side pylon, and he breaks the plane for our first score of the afternoon. 11:01 remaining here in the second quarter of play, and it's Kai Taylor off the arm of Jaden Macedo for the touchdown, 12 yards on the play. Sokol out for the PAT. Snap is off, the hold is down, the kick is up, splits the T on the PAT, and it's the Vikings 7, Butte 0 here in the second quarter. A quick timeout. We'll be back on the other side of the break here on DVC Vikings Live. Vikings kicking off for the first time today here after scoring the opening possession here in the second half of, or second quarter, I should say. Not quite exactly what you expect to see, but there. Vikings kick it off right to left. This ball will be brought down to the 15-yard line as Jaden Sealer was out there. Warren Brown, one of those stars on the special team side. We were talking about how much DVC missed Warren Brown in the last matchup against City College of San Francisco.
Yeah, great special teams play so far by both teams.
And Guzman, going on the kickoff, was able to go in there and get that done as well. So they fixed that up after having a little bit of a precarious showing last time around. Get our camera fixed up in just a moment, folks. But here with 10:46 remaining, play action fake, quarterback faking it again. Man right up in his face, throwing it to the second level. A tough catch off a big hit. And that is a catch made for the first down. Alonzo Borkert came to the near sideline a great job reading to that second read, second level. And just Aaron Woodard did his best to jar that ball loose.
Yeah,
and an even better job.
Yeah, credit to him. Strong hands right there. Even with that hit, able to come down with it.
Action begins at the 29-yard line.
10-19. Tick, 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 tick. Clock is running down here. 8 seconds left on the play clock. Out of the shotgun here, it's Amari Cooper. Calling for the ball, gets the belt high snap, looks to the near hand side, and the quarterback will just carry it himself. Breaks through one tackle through the legs, and a gain of 11 on the play. Eventually brought down there by number 99, Orimi Oshewa. The threat of the legs of the quarterback here is something you always have to watch out for. He's the second leading rusher on the team with 271 yards. And you got to remember, at the college level, quarterbacks get credited for a loss of yardage on sacks. Motions his tight end left side. Fullback in the backfield. Quick toss here, and it's a false start called against number 52. That's the center, Quaymeyer Jones, the two-time All-NorCal Conference team selection.
Yeah, sometimes those guards want to try to get a head start on that pull. They're heftier guys, so they want to get moving fast.
And it's even tougher when you're trying to pull a center, just because you have to get through that operation of snapping the ball and then going ahead and pulling as well. So really tough situation there and a hard play. But the fact that Butte can even run pulling centers really just shows the capability of that offensive line and the threat that they bring as a unit. First down and 15 here from the 36. Working right to left, under center now in the offset power I. The handoff over to the back. He runs into the back of his tight end, just surfing through bodies. A nice pickup of 5 on the play by Raby. Caleb Pilecki, one of the guys credited with that play. And the one thing I really enjoy about Pilecki's game, it's not even how he plays. Obviously, he plays extremely hard, but I love to see the cowboy collar.
Yeah.
Rocking that cowboy collar is one of those guys who used to wear one back in the day, so to see it still alive in this day and age, just some hard-nosed football played by those defensive linemen.
Back to the original line of scrimmage.
Caprice Calhoun checks in for the first time. He's going to be in the backfield. Looking, swings it over to Caprice, and now ball up in the air. He took punishment by Aaron Woodard. Woodard could have potentially gone up and tried to make the play, but he was all locked in like a heat-seeking missile. And man, talk about a very first play on the field for Calhoun.
I'll try to switch out cameras. Just try not to zoom in.
Hurrying up to the line here on 3rd down and 10. The play clock goes to 0. No stop on the play here. And they'll throw it over to the tight end right-hand side. Not much room to work with out to the 45-yard line. That's Elias Cunahan. That's his 13th catch of the year. One of the 4-5 tight ends that we'll see from Butte. And for the Roadrunners offense, after giving up a score, the Vikings able to get the stop here. It's 4th down and 6. And the punt team comes out once more.
That right there was just play action split with the wing cutting across the formation. He was open originally, but good job by the Vikings defense swarming to the ball.
Ashton Carr, he'll spot it down to the 31-yard line. He'll be kicking it away to Cal Cagno. This one a swirling punt. They'll drift towards the sideline. And they'll go out of bounds just outside of the 20-yard line. And this one, they're going to say it went out a lot earlier than I thought. It's out to the 25-yard line. I thought they might have given an extra 4 yards on the play. So the ball will go to the 25-yard line. And the Vikings off the throw. Macedo coming into the red zone and delivering for the Vikes. Faria Miller hasn't had too many big runs up to this point. Had a 12-yard rush picking up a first down, but he's been a real threat here in the screen game and the swing game. Even if you bottle them up inside of the tackles, Miller shows the ability to deliver in the passing game as well. It's Martise Ferguson still coming out, and it'll be Jaden Macedo once more coming out here. First down and 10, Macedo here from the far hash, and off to the back. Trying to work off that right side of the offensive line. A gain of 3 on the play for Ferguson. Montez Randall, pardon me. Out of De La Salle High School, not in California, out of New Orleans, Louisiana. This brings up his 2nd and 7. And Jordan, do you see Kalani on the sideline? Is he shaking up? Yeah, I think I see him right here by Coach Collins.
Yeah.
So fortunately, he's not shaken up. And a really good job there by Macedo being able to buy time and throw it into the feet to make it an incomplete pass rather than a sack on the play. Yeah, and this is something we saw from DVC all year long. McLeod will come in, he'll play. Macedo, it's not a starting quarterback and a second string. It's 1A, 1B. Both guys very capable.
A lot of speed in that backfield with Martise being a speed back and the dynamic legs of Jaden.
Both of them have that track speed, but instead working off the arm. Pump fakes, roll touch was right inside. Oh, the turf monster got him. The credit of the sack will go over to Peyton Marçal, but I think more than anything, it was just lost his footing, and the Vikings will have to send out the punt unit. Oh, you want that one back so badly. Just if he was able to break out of that one, there was a lot of room to run on the right-hand side or even toss a ball deep, but instead the Vikings will go 3 and out. Terrific job there by the defense, and the pressure of the Roadrunners paying off right now. JJ out for the 2nd time. Only his 23rd punt of the year. Snap down low. He was nearly hit as he let that ball loose. Takes a bounce to the 40-yard line, and then it'll go out near about the 43. They'll say it goes the 45-yard line. So from the 16 to the 45. It's a 39-yard punt on the play there. And so great starting field position here for Butte. Essentially, this is the same spot they left off. The Vikings have done a really good job early on at that line of scrimmage to get some stops, but how the running game goes is you get stronger as the game progresses. So let's see how the Vikings hold up throughout this one as they lead 7-0. Fakes the handoff.
With that 5-man front.
They give over to Raby, and Raby pops the ball. This one's on the ground again. That's the second fumble they did, and the Vikings will drop on both of them. Wesley Garten, we saw it so much last year, and this time around, he forces a fumble in the playoffs. Falling on top of it was Richard Siaki, and the Vikings with another takeaway here in the opening half, +2.
Yeah, right there, the Vikings went with the 5-man front. Wes Garten was lined up at the edge position. This is a great job right there, setting that edge, and then ended up making the play.
The Vikings broke a record with first-team selections this year, getting 11 first-team selections, 2 honorable mentions. Somehow Wes Garten fell into that honorable mention category when, man, he has been one of the best linebackers I've seen in a Vikings uniform. Potentially an ability here, and they say Raby might have fallen down and hit a knee first. Cheering from the fans that have showed up today, cheering from the Butte fans that have taken the 2.5 journey down from the Chico area to come out here. And so Raby, very fortunate to not cough that ball up. They'll have to change up the sticks and everything. Finishing my point on Garten, an honorable mention this year. What he's able to do for your defense is so amazing to see. He can go out there, he can play essentially a nickel corner. He can go line up as an edge rusher, line up as an inline linebacker, a stack linebacker. Garten has been terrific this year. Definitely expect to see him at the 4-year level next year. 2nd down and 17. Clock goes all the way down to 0. And another 5-yard penalty, a delay of gain. Butte going the wrong direction.
15-2. Ball retreats to the 33-yard line.
Second down and 22. Clock continues to run. Will only stop on incomplete passes and out of bounds inside of 2 minutes to play. Very late substitution here. The play clock all the way down to 8, and Butte forced to take the timeout. So timeout on the field. We'll take it alongside them here on DVC Vikings Live as the Vikings lead 7-0 here with 5:02 remaining in the second quarter of play. Looking towards the swing pass across the middle, setting up the screen. The Vikings were there all the way on second down and 22. You dial up screen, and it was very well read. That is film work all done. They try to get it over to Adon Turner, the commit over to Eastern Michigan. And it'll bring out third down and 23. How funny is it? Both tight ends in this matchup, Amani Alfadil and Adon Turner, both going over to Eastern next year likely.
Quite the coincidence.
Of course, Alfadil coming back for his second year despite picking up that Division I offer, so all the credit in the world to him for coming back and finishing things off. Three-man front here. Sprint out to the right-hand side. It's Cooper looking, scanning. He'll step up and throw very late as the mouthpiece of the receiver on the play was knocked straight out of his mouth. Jayton Tanabe, the freshman out of Washington, Utah, picks up a nice chunk on the play, but it was nowhere near the line to gain. The punt unit coming out after getting 10 on the catch. Santino Acevedo, dropping back in coverage, was able to get the stop and deliver that hard hit that saw that mouthpiece fly out. Punter back out on the field, Ashton Carr. J. Cagno, once again, didn't have an opportunity to return on his first two attempts so far. Low snap, handled well. This will be a low, winding punt. Fair cut down to the 15-yard line. .37 yards on the punt there.
The Cloud's going to come back in.
Yeah, Macedo had success there, but like we were talking about all along, if you switch it up here and there, give you two different looks here, and with 3:25 remaining, leading 7-0, send McLeod back out there. Shotgun spread here for Kalani after he ran over the defender last time we saw him. Space along the right-hand side, and Ferrari Miller makes a man miss. A home run, ball and run, Ferrari run. It's Miller time here in Concord, California. We see the mountains right past us, and Ferrari Miller busts through, gets his home run shot in the first play of the drive.
And it's just as you said, Max. Ferrari, with those couple initial carries, maybe 2 yards, 4 yards, and then bam, hits a home run.
84 yards as Ferrari Miller parks it in the garage. 13-0. Sokol out here to attempt the PAT. Fusik the holder, snap is off, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it's 14-0. Just like that, Davies C with the explosive play. And it was all that right side of the offensive line between the center to the right tackle that opened up that play. The amount of space that I saw in that play was unlike anything I saw up to this point today. Just such a good job by the first team all-base 6 selection and Jaden Hoskins. Edgar Hernandez just blew up some space. And then when the safety tried to come up in the box, I mean, Montez Randall has been doing a great job today. But Ferrari just broke his ankles right in the hole. And then all of a sudden, when it comes to a track meet, I'm taking Ferrari any day of the week.
So early on in that first quarter, it looked like it was going to be a defensive game, but Vikings finally able to get some scores on the board.
Coach Jimmy Collins, the head coach of the Vikings here in his second season, head coach and the play caller. And knowing Coach Collins like I do, he'll love a defensive game, but he'll really love an offensive showing from his team. Johnning forward, and Adrian Guzman, a high end-over-end kick, spotted down to the 1-yard line.
15.
Returning it to the near side hash mark, and Woodard here on special teams brings the returner down to the 21-yard line. A few starters on defense here on special teams in the playoffs, and the Vikings stop it after a 20-yard return on the play by Jadon Siller. That speaks volumes to the Vikings program right here. The fact that you come this deep into the season, guys that have not necessarily played special teams all year long as full-time starters getting a lot of action, now coming in when everything is on the line and going and playing all the aspects of the game. Let's get you an update on some scores from elsewhere. One of the other playoff games coming in the NorCal region. San Francisco City College taking the lead back 31-21 after trailing 21-14. Pass over the top. Tried to take that whole shot to the near sideline. 2 Vikings players were right there. And the fact that you even take that opportunity to a tight end just speaks volumes. Usually that's your number 1 X-receiver getting that opportunity. But when you're facing that cover 2, that whole shot is sometimes there. But from that spot on the field, rolling to his right there momentarily, Cooper just a really tough throw, incomplete. Shotgun snap once again.
We'll go Trojan wing with the wing to the left side and the 2 receivers.
And that wing is Turner. 2 receivers on the near side, setting up a screen pass. Fastball off the hands of Najee Dade. The left-handed quarterback just threw it a little too far. And I call it a fastball because that man was a left-handed pitcher in high school. Out of St. Augustine High in New Orleans, Louisiana, have a few different LA to CA connects here on this roster for Butte. .257 remaining here. The clock will stop at the 2-minute timeout. Butte 2 timeouts, DVC 3. Play clock all the way down to 5 as they line up here. Motioning Dade across the formation. Give the ball over to Raby. Raby bounces to the outside. Got a good seal on that outside as he tight ropes that sideline. Let's see where he stepped out of bounds. And he steps out of bounds to the 32-yard line. They got away from using Raby a bit as the Vikings started to take the advantage here. And the clock will continue to run as Raby steps out of bounds. Raby, we talked about the speed that DVC has, but Raby is an extremely prolific athlete as well. Runs track at Butte as well as ran in high school. He runs an 11.4 300 meter, also runs the 2 and the 4x1. So a lot of speed by Raby. For Kurt, the outside receiver motions, play action fake. Cooper has to step up, breaks through one pressure, and the sack at the end of the play. Man, Caden McIver showing off his engine, went all the way around from the right side edge position, had to come all the way back to make the play.
Yeah, as you said, good motor right there. Has to lay out and wrap up the legs to get that sack.
That is his 5th sack of the year. 10th most sacks in the NCFC. And Captain Kirk Morrison, his uncle, got to be proud to see the hustle on that one. Clock winds down to 2. And we'll take some time with the 2-minute timeout as well here. 14-0 DVC with the advantage here in the first half of play. Two minutes remaining here in the opening half. DVC with 14 points scored here in the second. The first one was a 9-play drive, 41 yards, set up a Jaden Macedo pass to Kai Taylor in the front of the end zone for a 12-yard passing touchdown. Ferrari Miller on the last drive that we saw with the Vikings, 84 yards for the touchdown here. The Vikings with Ferrari Miller over 100 yards already. Rolling out to his right-hand side, setting up the screen pass over to Raby, and Raby hit right behind the line of scrimmage. A double-leg takedown made on the play as they tried to set up the screen pass, and it's Marley Alapati showing his WWE SmackDown City. Timeout taken by DVC to hold on to some clock here. 2 minutes, or 2 timeouts, pardon me, left for DVC. 2 timeouts left here for Butte, 1:45 remaining. And I love to see that. Yes, you have a strong linebacker in Marley Alapati, the 6'2", 15 sophomore out of Juniper Sierra out in San Mateo. But when you got such a shifty guy like Raby in the backfield, you don't want to go high. You want to go low. You want to secure those legs. The shoulders will lie to you, but the hips don't lie. Let's give you some stats while we have a moment here. Macedo, 1 for 2. 12 yards on the day, and all those came in that touchdown that went over to Kai Taylor. Klein and McLeod, a very efficient showing up to this point. 8 for 10, 78 yards. On the other side, 7 for 10, 39 yards from Mari Cooper. But it's been the legs of the quarterback that has been really effective for Butte today. Cooper out of the gun, and another flag comes down. This is something you hate to see for Butte because this has been the penalty bug biting you all year long, averaging 10.9 penalties per game. That's 58 out of 66 in the 3C2A. Five yards charge there as this ball brings back. Second half kicked off out in City College of San Francisco as the score currently stands 31 City, 21 Fresno City. Third down to 18. Butte has been in third down and longs all day long. After the first few possessions where they were able to set up some effective running, they have just been pinned behind the chains by this Vikings ferocious defense. Third down, 1:45, counting down here. Play clock started. It's Cooper out of the gun. Cooper rolls out to his left, and Cooper delivers over to his tight end inside of the flat, trying to hop over the top, but Wesley Garn had no intention to let him do so. Elias Conahan came up for his second reception, and it is going to be 4th down and 14. Punt team coming out for the third time now. Actually, a change-up in the punting situation here. It's been Diego Sanchez, not Aaron Carr. Butte loves their tight ends, and they've used them a lot today. A lot of targets to tight ends here. And a short punt fielded down to the 41-yard line. Vikings going out, and they'll get terrific field position here, spotted down at their own 41-yard line, and a lot of time to work with here with 2 timeouts as well, 1:32 remaining. 39-yard punt on the day. or on the play, I should say. Sanchez averaging 36.5 per punt, 2 of them inside of the 20-yard line. McLeod alongside Ferrari Miller into the backfield. Last time we saw it, Ferrari took it 82 yards. Now a shorter field in front of him. Let's see if he can get a push off that right side of the offensive line once more. Too high shell. McLeod looking to pass. Pressure comes off his backside. Just a really tough rush on the play by Jeremiah Johnson. And yeah, you can't do that. Jeremiah Johnson got to Kalani McLeod, and then he just bulldogged his way inside of his face mask. That is a dumb play. Especially a guy so highly recruited. Like, you can't have these dumb plays. This is part of the reason why Butte has been giving up 10.9 penalties per game.
Yeah, out of highly recruited guys, you know, you don't really expect something like that. You expect them to have discipline and, you know when to let off and just play the next play.
I'll play devil's advocate there. It's the playoffs, man. You're down 14-0. The team is driving. You want to drive your point in, but you can't have plays like that. Swim move inside. And a hold called on the play. Helmet off by the defensive end on the left-hand side and Peyton Marcel. And I think this one is going to be called against the right tackle, Zaire Young. If it is a holding, it'll be 10 yards, but if it is an illegal hands to the face, it'll be 15. And it is called a hold on the right tackle. The Vikings not playing the cleanest game up to this point either. Officially on the stat book, only 1 penalty, but they've been behind the chains quite a bit. Vikings averaging 8.9 penalties per game. That's right there, smack dab in the middle of the 3C 2A. Going to bring up a first down and 20 here from the 46-yard line here for McLeod. McLeod for the near hash mark as the clock will stop momentarily and start right back up. 2 receivers split to each side. McLeod with the chest high snap, looks towards the right-hand side, drops up a screen pass over to Ferrari Miller, and you go to the whale too many times, and eventually you'll go ahead and scoop up some dirt. Javin Hudson just read that screen from the get-go, and the Vikings setting up a screen. You expect to see it on first and long in these long situations, and this time around the defense triggering well inside of 1 minute to play. And here the Vikings will feel okay using a little bit of clock, not allowing anything if the Vikings aren't able to convert here. And it is a tall task to convert a second down and 24. Pressure coming off the right-hand side. Far sideline, throwing the go route, turns his head around, no flag on the play. Jurion Dickey was the intended target. Terrific coverage on that right-hand side by O'Johnny Gray.
Yeah, very solid coverage right there, using the sideline as an extra defender.
That is why O'Johnny Gray was able to play at the Division I level before bouncing back here. Just those little things make the world of a difference. You've got such a dynamic athlete in Jurion Dickey, and to play him that close, turn your head to not allow a pass interference, credit goes out to you, sir. Any other defensive back, I think that goes in for a huge catch and a pickup for a first down. Clock winding down all the way down to 1. And a little confused in this situation here. So the clock was still running despite the fact that it was an incomplete pass. So a little bit of a hiccup here. But I think the Vikings will be okay in the situation where it's 3rd down and 24. So, okay, they're going to restart the clock here. They're going to set it back at 40. But up to this point, it's not like Butte is doing a terrible job. It's just the fact that DVC has come out here and they've delivered when it mattered the most. Only 2 real mistakes on the day by Butte. It was the fumble on the possession that allowed the Vikings to go down and score 6, and then it was that huge run from Ferrari Miller. But this defense has been showing up. They've been ultra aggressive. They've been getting pressure on the quarterback with 4, not even having to bring the 5th man on a blitz. And you feel like Butte's been playing extremely well, at least on the defensive side, and the Vikings are still up 14-0.
Yeah, you can't really say that DVC's offense has been dominating. They've just been able to have those once-in-a-while big bang plays.
Yeah, both sides definitely fighting with a lot of passion, as you expect to see here in the playoffs. Four-man front here, too high shell. It's 3rd down and 24 from the 40-yard line, showing the blitz in the middle of the field. And it looks like a mug look from the linebackers. They'll drop out of it. Ferrari Miller on the carry. Left-hand side, Ferrari with some space to the top of the numbers, and he steps out of bounds past the 50-yard line. Burns about 6 seconds on the clock, and the Vikings punt team will have to come out. This is some of the most I've seen Jacob Johnson. You obviously have one of the best punters in the state, but you haven't had to use him too much.
He's going to get his film today. That's for sure.
There you go. It's a film game for JJ. Come on. From the 49-yard line, a chest side snap, has to double clutch it, still able to get a clean punt off as this one spirals down to the 5, and it'll bounce down right at the goal line, and it goes in. Oh my goodness. All the credit to the punt returner and Jaden Sealer. He made everybody on DVC scoot forward, think that ball was going short, but instead, that was a ball that bounced down right at the 1-yard line, took an immediately horizontal bounce, and the wind maybe something just drifted it ever so slightly into the end zone. If you just drop 1 yard less of power into that one, it would have set DVC's defense up inside of the half-yard line. We talked about it last time out. JJ, a crazy athlete, a 5-sport athlete in high school. One of them happened to be golf. And showing his touch there, just couldn't quite put it perfectly there. And it looks like Butte will be fair to go ahead and make their adjustments here at the half. Taking the knee to run down the clock. And the home team with the advantage here, 14-0 after the first 30 minutes of play. Jordan, going into the halftime here, DVC, not much to change up. They've done a good job. Obviously, you're going to make your changes to fix the little nitty-gritty details that we don't necessarily see. But for Butte coming out, what did they have to do to try to turn the page and have a better showing here in the second half?
They've got to dial up some runs with the quarterback. He's been the most efficient for their offense today. So I would say, if anything, get him going on some design QB runs. And then, yeah, I would pretty much say that's one of their major key things they should focus on.
Yeah, we saw it early on. The first few plays of the game, it was QB run called design. It was a fake pitch QB keeper. It was a lead block from the running back with the QB. And yeah, I think you're right on the nose with that. You want to get a little more dynamic with the rushing attack and not force him into these long situations, because that is where he has struggled today. DVC's defense successful because of all those long situations. 9 first downs for the Vikings to the 5 of Butte. Butte 2 for 6 on third down compared to the Vikings 56%, 5 of 9. The Vikings did fail on a 4th down conversion attempt in the opening drive, and the offense has been on display. 200 total yards already for the Vikings offense compared to the 88 of Butte. Amari Cooper 8 for 11, 43 yards compared to Kalani McLeod's 9 for 13 for 74 yards. Niall Raby only held to 8 attempts here in the opening half, 29 yards compared to the Ferrari Miller, 10 attempts, I should say, 112 yards, and all those yards came on that 84-yard home run swing. Miller, the leading receiver in the game as well, 5 receptions for 37 yards, and a bunch of different receivers. He's distributing the ball well is Amari Cooper. Elias Canahan is the only receiver for Butte with 2 receptions for 8 yards. And with that, we'll try to fix up some of the technical issues we've had in the first half of play, and we'll be back on the other side of the half. Vikings 14, Butte 0 here on DVC Vikings Live. All right, I think all the technical difficulties were fixed up here at the halftime break. DVC coming out. They will kick the ball off after they received the opening kickoff and turned it over on downs last time. We saw them on an opening possession here. And so the Vikings leading 14-0 off to some successful drives, a change up here in the kickoff song. Some D-Lo slapping over the big speakers here. Getting the kickoff unit hyped up. Kicking it right to left. It'll be Adrian Guzman kicking it over to Sealer. Caden Sealer coming back, and two different men came in the mesh point there. Taking out to the 20-yard line, busting some space down to the 28. Trying to get a number on the returner here, and it is 7. That is Caden Simons. That's his 6th kick return of the year. He's averaging 25 yards per kick return. Doing a good job there. Scores from across college football here at this level. Let's give you an update over at the other playoff matchup going back. And it looks like Fresno City has taken back the advantage here, 34-31. So a high-scoring affair out at City College of San Francisco. And we've got a fun one here as DVC leads 14-0. The defense is playing their tail off up to this point, and it's a 5-man front here. From the far hash mark, it's Butte College working left to right. Play action fake to start. Cooper pressured and taken down. A sack on the very first play, and it's Wesley Garton with the pressure off the edge.
Wes showing some defensive line moves right there. Just going to use a dip and rip and flattens out.
One of those speed guys working off the edge. That was more of a club hook in that situation as one of those interior guys. Love to see the defensive work. Coach Vince, one of the edge coaches, or the edge coach I say, Coach Vincent Bordelon. He was my defensive line coach back when I played football here. Showing some moves to the linebackers as well, and now the Vikings coming out in Okie front.
Trap.
That's 3-man front. Handoff, Raby, no space, only a 2-yard gain on the play. Wesley Garden right back into the mix. I gotta think that Garden's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. Only getting that HM instead of that first team selection. He's coming out and making some plays. Garden just sticking his nose everywhere up to this point. He's the leading tackler on the team for the Vikings with 7. And the offensive woes continue here into the second half. It's another 3rd down and long here from Butte. Expect to see a screen pass. Working left to right out of shotgun this time around. It's Amari Cooper. Motions his receiver across the formation. Cooper looks across the middle of the field, stares down his receiver, tipped and intercepted. Alapati intercepted up to the 40, breaks his way out to the 30, a jump cut to the 25-yard line, sends his way down, reversing field, holds on to the ball, and Alapati with the interception down to the 28-yard line. Marley Alapati got some sticking on those gloves. Alapati, the former 3-star linebacker, had Division I offers, instead came here. The former Max Preps All-American, All-Metro, All-State, and of course he got that Bay 6 first-team selection tag. Just like that, the Vikings get an opportunity deep inside of Butte's side of the field, down to the 28-yard line, working right to left. Up back up the right side of the offensive line as Kalani McLeod comes out. Hands off. Give goes over to Ferguson. Martise Ferguson, we've seen what he can do with speed this time. He's showing some patience. Almost crab walking his way forward for a gain of 2. Jeremiah Johnson, the outside linebacker who got that personal foul coming in. You could definitely tell that he got a talking to at the halftime break. 12:47 counting down at 2nd down and 8 from the 26-yard line. Dropping back. McLeod off his back foot, sideline going for Dickey. And it was hand-to-hand combat on the outside as Ty Williams was fighting with Jurion. They'll say both guys were just getting physical, and it'll be 3rd down. The Vikings' majority of the targets have gone to the backs today. A really good job by these cornerbacks of Butte College. We were talking all about the front seven, but it's been the corners making some terrific plays, holding up the Vikings from the explosiveness that we've seen from them. Ferguson still in the backfield alongside McLeod here on 3rd down and long, 3rd and 8, 3 seconds left. Belt high snap, looks towards the near sideline, drops it off over the back in Ferguson. Ferguson holds on to the ball, backing his way, fighting for yards, and he gets the first down. Martise Ferguson was held up by 2 different Butte players, but the heart, the will, the tenacity of number 13 picks up the first. Those swing passes have been open today. Vikings capitalizing on all those opportunities to work in open space. Pistol look now. Near hash mark. Inside of the 20-yard line. Reed gives over to the back. The give. And Ferguson with another big chunk on the play. The defensive line held up just enough on the mesh point. And Ferguson gets a gain of 10 as Farrar Miller checks back into the game. He'll come in alongside Macedo, a change-up at quarterback and running back.
Gotta expect another design run for the QB here, possibly.
Read option, speed option. Traditional pass back works as well. The lone touchdown pass of the day coming by the arm of Macedo. Macedo with the quarterback
Wilson's
sweep,
gonna lead the way, wide open.
Give some love to the big boy rumbling in front, but it's Jaden Macedo responsible for 2 touchdowns today. Yeah, just go back to like not zooming in. 20-0. DVC with the explosive start here to the second half. And the Vikings, after the Alipati interception, they are plus 14 on turnovers. Or plus 14 points, plus 3 on turnovers.
And that kick is a strike from 87, David Soko. At 11:38.
Man, this Vikings team has been so fun to watch all year long. And into the playoffs against a very talented Butte team. They are starting to show off what they've got.
Yeah, just great job. They're firing on all cylinders on all 3 phases of the game.
Deal out. Can't really rap any lyrics to the song just because of the explicit nature of it. But the Vikings feeling themselves on the sideline here. Well, John out for their second kickoff here. Putting plenty of leg into it as Adrian Guzman as this ball fielded down to the 6-yard line. 4 hash marks here. Makes his move to the 20-yard line. Top of the number is squeezing to the sideline out to the 30-yard line. A 20-yard return on the play by Jaden Stiller. And let's see, I really believe that Butte has to get back to the running game. Yes, it sounds weird. You got to get back to the running game as you're trailing 21-0. But in this situation, you've just been trapped behind the chains all afternoon long. You can't put your quarterback in that position. We saw it on the last drive on the interception there by Cooper. Cooper had to stare down his receiver. There was nothing else really going on. And when you have that layered coverage, sometimes those linebackers can scoop back, Tampa 2 type of situation and snag one.
Yeah, they think they're going to get back to it here in this, what we call near look. With tight end fullback offset.
Single safety here. The handoff over to the second back this time in Caprice Calhoun. Calhoun got hit really hard the last time we saw him. Woodard came and laid the hit. We haven't seen him up to this point. And this time it is Caden McIver with the tackle. And exactly like we say, get back to the ground game. Stay in front of the chains and just give your offense an opportunity. 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard rush here from Caprice Calhoun. And they'll line up in the 2-back pistol once more. Tied it off the right-hand side as well. Rush once more. Not much room into that pack. Half a yard on the play. And the edge play by Caden McIver today has been on full display, whether it's holding that point or whether it's getting pressure on a pass rush.
Yeah, just overall the front 7 for DVC. I mean, the interior D-line has been able to eat up blocks and it frees up linebackers. It's just great play all around.
All the love out to guys like Richard Siaki, Jeremiah Foney, Star Taimani, eating up that space on the inside and allows you to go to a three-man front here, sending pressure. And it's Antino Acevedo with the blitz off the right side, and Richard Siaki grabbing onto that ball, trying to strip it loose. Cooper on the quarterback keeper out to the 35. Usually when you're on the inside, all that action just comes at you so quick as one of those defensive linemen. So very heads-up play by Siaki, trying to scrape and force another fumble on the quarterback.
4 in the back. 4th down.
4th down. Number 4, Jake Calcagno comes out to the 25-yard line. And it's Amari Cooper here as the punter, so possibly a fake play. Late substitution. Amari Cooper, the quarterback, is at the punting position. They're going to line up here.
It.
Quarterback sneak position here. It's a 2-yard play, and the Vikings don't jump off sides. The play clock goes down to 0. And it's a delay of game. This one's going to push him back. And the traditional punter will likely come out here. So Ashton Carr, the 4.5-star punter by Punt Factory, an explosive athlete at the position. We haven't seen him today. Instead, it has been Diego Sanchez. And Diego Sanchez can work with both legs. We've seen him punt with the right and the left foot. His brother, who also played at Butte many years ago, Rigo Sanchez, is the punter for the Colts. Deep lineage of punting here as he sends this one away. It's a swirler off the left foot. Holds it up to his mask, and that one a low, long drive punt fielded down to the 27-yard line by Jake Calcagno. 43 yards on the punt. 9:16 remaining here. The Vikings got the touchdown after the interception from Alapati. And now with the whole entire field in front of you, the Vikings will send out McLeod once more. And the selflessness of McLeod in these situations needs to be put on display. Usually as the quarterback, you get every single snap. The fact that he is completely willing to give these opportunities up to Macedo, who brings a different skill set into the red zone, just speaks volumes about the leadership of that man. Late throw across the middle of the field. That was thrown to a bunch of traffic. Miles Moore was the intended receiver on the play as that ball harmlessly drops to the dirt, despite the fact that, there had to be 7 men in the area on both teams.
Yeah, it looked like some sort of mesh concept, just a lot of traffic.
That's McLeod.
Maury Miller into that backfield as well. The Vikings working right to the left. 2 receivers in the near side of the field on that wide side. Late pressure showing up the middle. It's Jevin Hudson sending the pressure. They'll run into it. Right side for Ari Miller. Makes it past the outside of the numbers as Miller on 2nd and 10 picks up a gain of 7. Out to the 35.
Good movement up front from the O-line. Kai Taylor, too, on the outside right there, blocking his butt off.
Yeah, that's what they always tell you about receivers. Obviously, receivers like to do those flashy plays and get out there. But when you're in a Collins system, the first thing you got to do is you got to learn how to block first. 3rd down and 3 here from the 35-yard line. Facing a 4-man front with the 2 high safety set out of the shotgun snap. Looks towards the far sideline, throws it in rhythm, and it's Kai Taylor breaking a tackle. Far sideline out to the 40, gets a great block to 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! DBC scores on a missed tackle, and the powerful legs of Taylor push his way in for 6.
Great timing with that ball right there on that out route, and then it's just all Kai from there, just speed down the sideline.
I didn't catch a number in the blocker, but he had a blocker in front of him that allowed him to get those last 40 yards as well. Talking about blocking from that wide receiver position, you get the blocking on that play as Taylor responsible for 2 touchdowns receiving. The first one a 12-yarder, this time a full 65 yards. Redshirt sophomore out of Pittsburgh, California. Originally went as a defensive back to Boise State. Decided, hey, I might have been on a freaking playoff team from a year ago at the Division I level, but I want to play wide receiver. I trusted my skills, my abilities.
you know, just casually coming out. 38 catches, 634 yards, 8 touchdowns, and he's got a couple more to pair on top of it today.
Adrian Guzman, 47. He tees it up. Also 15, Jake Silver.
Oh, and a little Bay Area vibe right now. Some too short slapping. We're changing up the kickoff song on the fly here. It goes on and on. Adrian Guzman kicking that thing long. He must have superpowers the way he's able to boot it through the end zone. Give him some flowers. All right, no more rapping from me. This one fielded down between the numbers and hash mark, reversing the field here. Some space out to the 30-yard line, breaking through, out to the 50-yard line. Guzman chases him down, takes him down to the 35-yard line. Explosive returning abilities by Siller there. And this is the opportunity you've been looking for. Butte College plus territory of an explosive play. Talking to Robbie Snelling before this game, and he said, we've been so close to taking 1 yard this year. Just one block further, and we've got it. And now with special teams answers when they need it the most, trailing 28-0.
Black and white, number 35 on the right.
What can they do here? Cooper, very dynamic with his legs. Will they go back to it? Pistol look, reverse handoff, and a false start.
False start, though.
Because they have been in these long situations, they haven't been able to use all the window dressing that they typically like. You usually like to see a very exotic look. You have orbit motions, jet sweep, quarterback powers off 2 pulling tight ends. But today, this has been the story. Butte College, first, second, third, and long.
Yeah, you can't have all those unique runs if you can't call it in a situation where you need more yards than a run's going to get you.
They're going to stay in this 2-back pistol look. Reese Cooper, the standard fullback, he's not there. It's another man there lined up, 44 instead. Cooper looking to pass it, steps up in the pocket, throws towards the sideline, undercuts that ball, and the catch is made to the 20, out to the 25-yard line, 15-yard line. Isaiah Travis, only his 3rd catch of the year, but showing some great ability there to come back to the ball.
Yeah. Woodard initially had decent coverage on it, but just drifted off, as you said. He worked back to the ball. Tight ends on both sides of the ball. 22 personnel here for Cooper. Cooper out of the pistol. Will give it over to the back. Raby cuts his foot into the dirt, and Raby, a hard gain of 3 on the play by Niall Raby. And man, just really decisive from the back there to just get some positive yardage. It looks like one of the players for Butte a little shaken up at the end of the play. I believe it was Rich Abego, the sophomore offensive lineman. Pass over to the fullback into the flat, skips his footing for a moment. Ananias Walker knocks him out of bounds. Landon Howard coming in and getting the fullback stamps today, the sophomore. Gonna make it third down now and 4. Vikings have been in this position many times this year. Bend but don't break is the name of the game. A little bit of a different look here. A little go-go action, direct snap, hand off to the fullback, and they'll give it over to Raby on the right-hand side. A flag comes in as Raby's taken down to the 1-yard line. This one likely going to be a hold. So a direct snap to the fullback, a handoff on the reverse over to the quarterback, and then a reverse handoff to the running back in what is effectively a sweep. They're going to bring it back, though.
Right guard, Braden Illingworth. One of those first-team all-NorCal conference selections, unfortunately called for the hold for Butte. And this changes everything. It was 3rd down and short, and now, guess what? 3rd and long. Roadrunners, 3rd down and 13 out to the 18-yard line. They'll work from the near hash mark, come out in a shotgun spread. Raby's off the left hit, trips out to the far-hand side of the field. Too high safety look for the Vikings here, and it's a quarterback draw all the way. Cooper breaks out of the first tackler, but the Vikings come all helmets to the ball, holding up the quarterback for only a gain of 4, and it is 4th down and 9, and you've got to feel like Butte's going for it right now. This has been their best field position of the game inside of the Vikings red zone. Butte College on the season in the red zone, 74% with a score, 53% with the touchdown. They have not been that great in the red zone this year. Vikings trying to get a stop here.
Tight end right.
Ben Wheeler, one of those first league tight ends on the right side. Cooper looks towards the near sideline, throws it over the top through the hands, and a drop will bring a turnover on downs. Najee Dade had his opportunity. There's 3 Vikings were in the area. The ball was delivered on the money. But the boogeyman with the drops continues to haunt Butte. We've seen this so many times this year. The receivers do everything, but they just can't quite get their hands to collapse onto that ball and bring it in. And the Vikings defense, they bent, but guess what? Sent it right away. Check denied.
Team in green goes first and 10. Wall on 14.
Vikings offense comes out here for the near hash mark from the 14-yard line. McLeod scanning left, turns around, hands it off over to Ferguson with space, top of the numbers. Out to the sideline, Ferguson brings the ball out to the 33-yard line. Here's Montez Randall, able to get the stop after an 18-yard rush on that left-hand side. And for a team that has been so heavily reliant on Ferrari Miller this year, coming in the game with 158 carries, they're going to Martise Ferguson many times.
And that's exactly what you wanted right there from Martise, being that speed back, just bouncing out to the edge and letting the speed get those yards.
1st down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Under 5 minutes to play here. Looking towards the near sideline. And he turns around and hands the ball off once again. Martise Ferguson, a ankle tackle away from getting another big chunk on the play. Only a gain of 2 on the play as Jonah Flowers holds him up. Looks like there might be a flag on the play as well. Up to this point, Ferguson 6 carries for 38 yards, and a holding call will make it 5 carries. Called against number 13. Did you hear the number correctly?
It was number 60.
Oh, 60. I heard 13 somehow. It was Edgar Hernandez, the right guard. I was like, how is the man rushing the ball? Holding.
Action now begins at 24-yard line. 1st and 20.
After the play, it'll be a 1st down and 20. Your odds of picking up a 1st down in the situation goes down drastically. Let's see if the Vikings try to take some shots or stay conservative. They'll go to the pass game, stepping up, delivering over the top. Oh, loses the ball in the sun. Jake Calcagno, the intended receiver, got a beat on the safety, Hugo Odemelum. First time we're calling his name tonight. A former 2-star safety, walked on to Oregon State, bounced back, an Abia, Nigeria native. Has an offer over to Utah Tech. A lot of offers across the boards on both sides of the ball, and as we progress through the playoffs, we're just going to continue to see them funnel in on the biggest stage here in JUCO ball. Handoff goes over the back once again, and they stay conservative this time around. Just wiggling his way, going forward on the near hash mark for a gain of 3 is Ferguson. Courage Osawe Jr. making the play, and the Vikings gonna send out their speed unit here. Miles Moore coming out. In this situation, though, the Vikings got to feel pretty comfortable just burning as much clock as possible. We saw this in a similar situation in against San Francisco City College, where the Vikings scored 31 points in the first half, and aside from a long ball from Ferrari to start that second half, they were just comfortable using the clock to their advantage. Near side throw goes over to Kai Taylor, and Kai Taylor with a big chunk of yards on the play, making up a gain of, let's call that one 13 on the play, but that ball only goes out to the 40-yard line. There's not many plays you have in the play, but to pick up 17 like that, the Vikings are going to go for it here.
Just about to say,
let's see if they just try to get them offsides or not. A very undisciplined team in Butte College. 20 seconds left, looking towards the near sideline. We saw Jaden Macedo with a pooch punt a couple times this year. And the Vikings, just using that hard count. Collins is a crazy man. He might go for it after faking you out. Yes, he does.
And he's going to get it.
Sideline gets the reception for the first down. Geared Isomodu.
I believe
a madman, a mad scientist cooking it up.
I believe Butte was probably expecting them to maybe call a timeout there and then just get the punting unit on, but just a quick hitter right there.
Sir,
unexpected.
Salute to you. What a play. Coach Collins, 3-time recipient of Coach of the Year. That is his first here in the Vikings uniform. Pressure into his face. The delivery
Jake gets it back.
And that ball is brought down to the 1-yard line. Jake Calcagno with a big catch for 43. That'll be stopped a yard shy.
His last target, he lost it up in the sun. He gets it back now.
Different area on the field, able to turn around. Kalani a little shaken up on the play here as he steps off the field. It looks like he's okay after taking a big hit. The trainers will check on him. And Macedo coming in at the 1-yard line. The only tush push we've seen this year has come off the legs of Kalani. Let's see if the Vikings elect to go under center here. Storyline to look out for here as Kalani McLeod took a really big hit at the end of the play, just stepped into the pocket and showed his toughness on display. Sideline warning called against Butte. And the Vikings trying to go up by 5 scores. First sideline warning of the game. If you get a second, it turns into a yardage penalty. Vikings lining up in the pistol here. Tied it off the left side of the line is Miles Moore, right between the hash marks. Jaden Macedo turns around, gives the ball over to Martise Ferguson. And only getting, I believe he lost half a yard on the carry there. Javen Hudson firing away from his linebacker spot. And so DVC's going to take the timeout. Let's take it alongside with them here on DVC Vikings Live. Second and goal to go from the 2-yard line. Vikings trying to punch it in for the second time here in the half.
Looks like Kalani's subbed back in the game.
And that is good to see. Not necessarily any shade thrown on Macedo, obviously, but it's good to see because he was just so, I mean, you could see him hurt at the end of the play.
Yeah.
Martise Ferguson in the backfield. Stretch goes to the right-hand side. Ferguson taken down. Terrific job by Jonah Flowers. Just read that play perfectly, shot the gap, and it's a loss of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Or 3rd down and goal from the 5, I should say.
At the 5.
This is the Butte College defense we expected to see. Linebackers just going in, firing gaps, making plays, pressure from that defensive line. And the Vikings have gone out and said, hey, no, we are who we are. We got to do our thing. Doesn't matter who's in front of us. Dickey and Kai Taylor, the receivers to the far side of the field. Heavy set with Elfadil in the backfield as the fullback. Standing tall, delivered across the middle. It's intercepted inside of the end zone, I should say. Taking it down to the 10, the 15, out to the sideline, 20. McLeod chases him down and forces him on the tightrope out of bounds. Montez Randall with his third interception of the year, and he steps out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Forcing it into heavy coverage was McLeod, and the interception will hold the score at 28-0. Usually in that situation, you'd like to take a knee from the defensive back to get it out to the 25, but he saw some space right there, and a terrific job there just sitting in zone coverage, getting the interception there for Randall. The Vikings defense coming out on the field. They sent them away on a 4th down last time around. 3 receivers set with the tight end off the right-hand side. The motion one of the tight ends to block into the backfield. It's a play-action fake. Time to throw. Pressure comes! And he was buried!
LC, Langston Cook, I believe.
Langston Cook, sophomore from right across the street. That's his 2nd sack of the year. And all the Jaws theme songs got to be playing when he's lurking in the backfield. How do you even stand up after a play like that? If I took a helmet to my L5S1, man.
Directly into the spine. That he has to feel that.
I feel my back hurting right now. Under center now on 2nd down and 16 after the pressure from the Vikings. 15 seconds left. You need to play one more or get one more play off. Stretch handoff. Ray B just balling his way forward. 7-yard carry on the play. Jerry McCoy makes the tackle to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 14 points scored in the 2nd, 14 points scored in the 3rd here, and it's 28-0 Vikings as we move into the final 15 minutes of play. Playoff football, and the Vikings are dominating here on DVC Vikings Live. Coming out, getting us some updates on some other scores across. It looks like another score here from Fresno City, as I believe they go up 49-30. Quarterback keeper allowed them to squeeze through for the 1st down. And Butte College here on a 3rd down and 9 from their 49-yard line. Going to look to pass it with Cooper. Cooper with the quick pass out to the far-hand side. Turns around, a full Superman attempt here for Jayton Tanabe. And Woodard was able to get him down 2 yards shy of the marker. It'll bring up a 4th down and 2. The score, as flags fly in on the other side, currently 56-30, as it looks like Fresno City College going to run away with this one, beating down the Rams at home. 4th down here. Give goes to the back, stumbles, stays on his legs, and it looks like he might have gotten the 1st down. This is a situation where replay would be huge. So a terrific job there by Niall Raby to try to get forward with the 2nd effort. But in that situation, if your forearm touches the field, you are officially down. And from my vantage point, I thought maybe a forearm might have came down. Unfortunately, with no replay assist, you just got to give him the benefit of the doubt, and a terrific job there by the sophomore out of Cottonwood, California, to get the first down to keep this drive alive on 4th.
Receivers stacked on the left side. Try to.
And they'll look to pass in that situation too, rolling out to his left-hand side. Cooper drops the ball, falls onto it, and the Vikings couldn't quite get there. Just lost the ball with no pressure was Cooper, and he's taken down for a loss, bringing up 2nd down and 13. Credit the play there to Langston Cook. And there's something going on the far sideline here for Butte.
Yeah, I was just about to comment. Yeah.
I believe
they have a stretcher too.
I believe something has happened to maybe one of the fans over on the far side. I don't believe it's a player. Keep you updated in a moment, folks, as action still continues here on the field from the far hash mark. Out of the shotgun this time around. Calhoun is in the backfield, rolling out to his left, looking to set up a screen pass. Open is the back, and it was actually 28 with the reception, and it's Ty Webster in his first play of the game, able to pick up a big gain of 14 to keep this drive alive. The freshman out of Bellevue, Washington, that is his first catch of the year. Butte has a lot of talent there going all the way into their bag. One of the leaders in Washington in the state rushing during his junior season. And on his first carry of this game, able to pick up the yardage here on 3rd down and short to keep the drive alive. A gain of 3 here for Webster. Vikings still looking to pitch a shutout here. Butte College finding some offensive success here.
Gonna load that right side with a tight end and wing.
And the Vikings send pressure off that side.
It's going to be
wide open. And that's the score to Isaiah Travis for the touchdown. It looked like some blown coverage on the play. And the 6'6", 225 freshman out of Colusa, California, one of those many tight ends, able to get the touchdown in his 3rd catch of the year. His first touchdown of his Butte career comes to try to keep the Roadrunners alive.
It looked like he just ran right up the seam. Nobody was there.
Blown coverage on the play. Vikings got to fix something up here, but they still lead 28-6. Awaiting the PAT, the first time we're seeing Lane Gardner today, able to chip things through the uprights and make it 28-7. An effective drive here by Butte College, able to convert on a 4th down and 2. And the Roadrunners are still alive. Under 6 minutes to play in the other playoff match between the 4-seed City College of San Francisco and the 5-seed in Fresno City College. And leading by 26 are the Rams of Fresno City College here in that one. Vikings have had their way with the Roadrunners today, going and hunting some bird out there. 16 first downs to the 9 of Butte. Vikings forcing Butte to 3 of 12 in terms of 3rd downs. And Amari Cooper now with his first touchdown gets above 100 yards passing. He's 13 for 18, 132 yards, touchdown and an interception. Leading rusher for Butte is Niall Raby, 12 attempts for 45 yards. Lane Gardner, surprise onside kick, covered well. Vikings right on top of that ball. You had a man to break up and hit the kicker, and you had another man coming and catching it on the bounce. Really heads up play there as Darian Mirage able to get the Vikings the ball out to the 49-yard line of the Viking side of the field. And one of the folks in the stands getting some assistance from the medical team for Butte, so thoughts and prayers go out to you. Hopefully you're okay, whoever you are. Not a player, it is somebody from the stands from the Butte sidelines that was taken away. Facing the four-man front. McLeod gives the ball over to Ferguson. Ferguson surfing through the line, puts his foot in the dirt and gets the ball out to the 45-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play by Ferguson. And Miller is getting a lot of rest here as the Vikings might have their eyes set on their next round opponent going out to Modesto. Trying to take a look, make sure Miller is okay. Haven't got a chance to look at the sideline yet. Action on the field from the far hash mark, working left to right. It is second down, now and 4. Vikings using plenty of clock. It is their friend. Reverse handoff on the sweep. Ferguson hit hard. Right at that mesh point, a bunch of different road runners got right into the pile. And the credit will go over to Peyton Marceo, one of those edge rushers. Able to make it third down.
At the 45.
Third down and 4 here. Vikings might look to air it out here with 11:25 remaining in the third, leading by 21. Shotgun spread. Looks towards the far sideline. On the outbreaking route, it's Kai Taylor. Of course it is. Kai Taylor with his 4th reception of the game. Picks up a gain of 5 on the play and the first down. Taylor with a terrific one so far. 2 touchdowns in this performance this afternoon. 3 yards shy of that 100-yard marker. Usually you see Dixon running those plays in that situation with those speed outs and those quick outs, but the depth that the Vikings have had in their wide receiver room has been.
Just the skill set of every receiver, too. They can do whatever you need.
Exactly. Give goes over the back. Ferguson reaches the ball forward, trying to just keep as much yard as possible. Jude Mendoza, the strong safety. His hand is clubbed up. Playing through a lot of injuries there. And a 2-yard loss on the play here by Ferguson. Ferguson, that's his 11th carry for 38 yards. Second down and 12 here. Under 10 minutes to play. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Looks to the near sideline, sets up the screen pass over to the far side, the near side numbers. And the reception is brought in by Garrett Isomanu. And that will keep the clock running here inside of 10 minutes to go. And a penalty on the Vikings will send this one back. And okay, good to see Ferrari Millers is on the sideline. We haven't seen him. I think they're just going to really play some load management. When you have some more talented backs in the backfield, you have guys like Ferguson, Bo, Holiday. Miller just getting some rest here. 2nd and 17. Handoff, Ferguson, right side! A flag comes in as Ferguson turns the corner. He'll be brought down on the sideline as the ball currently spotted down to the 36. 9-yard rush on the play. Legal formation will send this back.
5-yard penalty. Play second down.
Vikings marching in the wrong direction at this point.
Third down.
And that is a smart play by Butte here in this situation. Rather than letting DVC run more clock off, they'll decline it.
It's like some Butte players talking trash to the DVC O-line.
They declined the penalty. The ball spotted down.
Down number 3.
And illegal formation would bring that ball back, as the original spot on the field was the 46-yard line. So I think the official might have misspoke there.
Looks like Ferrari's on the sideline. He is taped up on his right leg.
Yeah, but I think he's just getting some rest. No need to speculate on anything there as it's third down. The clock will continue to run. McLeod working with the two receivers set to the near-hand side, stepping up in the pocket, and McLeod ran right into a defensive lineman. Kari Beller, the sophomore out of Phoenix, Arizona, gets his second sack of the year here, and it brings up fourth down. 3 timeouts still into the pocket of Butte, and they will use their first to stop the clock at 8:49. Quick timeout on the field. Let's take it alongside with them here on DVC Vikings Live. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining here in the fourth quarter of play. It is 4th down and 21. JJ going to be sent out to punt this ball away. And the Vikings were able to burn about 3 minutes off the clock on that last offensive possession. JJ up to this point, 45.5 yards average. This one's going to be a high end-over-end punt that's fielded down to the 15-yard line. And another masterful performance on the attempt there by Jacob Johnson. Flipping the sides of the field, pushing Butte down to the 13-yard line. 35 yards on the punt. This one pinned inside of the 15. Another inside of the 20 punt. That's his second of the game. And that is his 15th of the year. All basic selection, first team punter.
Correction, make it the 14.
So long field in front of them, and the passing game resulted with a successful touchdown on the last drive as they were able to deliver the ball over to one of their many tight ends. And the pressure coming in the face, rolling to his right-hand side, has to drop the ball softly, and a hard hit on the delivery. And of course it is. Double ones, number 11, Wesley Garton, delivering the blow over to Ben Wheeler. And aside from that blown coverage on the last drive, the Vikings have done a tremendous job matching up with the size and the skill of that tight end position. You've got 5 different tight ends between Adon Turner, Cunahan, Luke Alway, Ben Wheeler, Isaiah Travis, just all those strong bodies and dynamic athletes at their size for Butte College. But the Vikings linebackers have stepped up, and they've shown that their ability to match up is true. Pump fakes, rolls out, pressure comes, and he's squished. A party in the backfield for the Vikings, as that is another sack. 3 sacks on the afternoon, and it's Marley Alapati, the first to the pile. Got an interception, now he's got a sack. Marley Alapati having a great game and a great season. And can you believe it? That's actually his first sack of the year. I believe we had a wrong call there, as Alapati's actually on the sideline. But hey, whatever it is, he's still having a good game. Screen pass to the near sideline. Swung down by his jersey and back pad. That was Naji Dade. Jamil Shelby coming up for his 24th tackle of the year, and it looks like the Vikings have brought in a few reserves here to get some guys some fresh legs and some abilities to rest up before the matchup at Modesto next week. Obviously, you don't want to put the cart before the horse, but the Vikings have set themselves up in a great position here. As it is 28-7, currently under 7 minutes to play, forcing a 4th down and 9. Far hash mark here for Cooper. Cooper looking towards that far sideline, reverses the field, goes back to that far sideline. Oh, that one, a quick pass to the far sideline, put some mustard on that dog as it went into the belly of Isaiah Travis. The Vikings, instead of making the stop there on 4th down, they tried to go for the interception, mistimed it ever so slightly, and the drive stays alive.
That one you're going to look back on film and, yes, you obviously want to get a highlight play, but at the same time, you got to understand situation. Down, distance, and situation is the name of the game. Obvious passing situation here. A 3-man front for the Vikings in that Okie look. Falling to the floor is Raby as he gets a block. Cooper to the sideline, miscommunication. Looking for Najee Dade. And Woodard on the defense. Dade has been targeted quite a bit today. They started the day off with a rush with Dade. And unfortunately for him, only 2 receptions for 6 yards on the afternoon. Isaiah Travis with 3 receptions for 68 yards and that touchdown. He is the leading receiver for the Roadrunners. Tight bunch to the right side. Let's see if they go with the pass, and they do in this situation, obviously, but some more miscommunication here. Elias Cunahan. A little shaken up at the end of the play. He's holding his hand as he was hit, as that ball was delivered behind him. And yes, you are in obvious passing situations here, but with how dynamic the running back room is for Butte, I would not be surprised to see them possibly try to get a draw play or something going. At this point, you just cannot. You just can't play into the hand of DVC. Fakes the pressure. Vikings keeping a bunch of men back in coverage there. And the sack still comes. Great coverage by the Vikings here.
Yeah, the coverage has just been holding up perfectly, and then it's giving enough time for the D-line to get home.
And then when you give Caden McIver any sort of time to rush, he'll go ahead and still get it done. That's his 2nd sack of the day. He's got 6.5 on the year, and his 4th down and long once again. This has been a showcase of all sorts from the defensive back end of the Vikings. This has been some of the most amount of time we've seen quarterbacks have to hold the ball this year.
They allowed them to extend the drive on that last couple plays, but I got to lock in here and finish it.
And now with the 3 receivers set to the near-hand side, the sidearm delivery goes to the tight end, but he slips down to the floor. Ben Wheeler, the all-conference first-team tight end, gets the reception at 2 yards, but the turf monster brings him down. And it's 28-7, still Vikings with the 21-point lead, 5:28 remaining. And the Vikings in their very first playoff game, first one hosted at home as well. Looking to close this one out and look forward to the Pirates. We'll have a matchup between the Vikings and the Pirates down in Modesto. And another team that likes to play a lot of physical ball. So for Modesto, I have it written down somewhere. I just got to find it. Can't quite find where I put that, but
interesting play here. It's a motion into a counter for a QB run.
Yeah, and that's just some of the dynamic abilities you can do with Macedo into that backfield. But out of the Valley Conference is Modesto as we take a look at the bracket momentarily. As we see, it looks like Fresno City will get the win, getting their 7th of the year. They'll go over to San Mateo as DVC gets the victory here, and they will go play Modesto next week. And I'm really excited to see what this situation looks like with the playoffs as Macedo comes out once more, turns around, hands the ball off to Martise Ferguson, makes a defender miss, and he gets caught up by the Zebras. Referee and one of the Butte players makes the tag on the play. If that ref wasn't in that area, Martise Ferguson might have been able to bounce it outside and get the first down, but regardless, the Vikings will take it because it keeps the clock running. Funny situation here. But winners of the Valley Conference, Modesto 8-2 on the year. 2 early losses, one of those 2. Can't remember off the top of my head. And Ferguson just holding onto the ball tough. as he gets inside of the 10-yard line. They'll say he's right down at the 10. But yeah, it's just such a different situation. So the way that the playoffs work is it's all based on RPI. It's you have your league winners coming in and making your way into the playoffs. We have 3 teams represented from the Base 6 conference in the playoffs in City College of San Francisco, College of San Mateo, and Diablo Valley College. But then the way that the seeding works and everything like that is based on your RPI, and your RPI is essentially your wins, your opponent's wins, or strength of schedule, and your opponent's wins/strength of schedule. So that's the reason why the Vikings are here playing this afternoon. As Macedo turns around, will continue to give the ball up to the back. And the freshman running back out of San Leandro High School, and Martise Ferguson stopped for a loss of 1 on the play. But yeah, obviously you're 9-1. It sucks that you have to go ahead and play another game essentially, and then you're going to a team that has 2 losses rather than your 1 loss. But yeah. I think this actually is beneficial for the Vikings. In this situation, with the way that the playoffs are structured, you do get a first-round bye as the top 2 seeds. But because every team gets a bye already, you got multiple weeks in between, and does that make you cold? Does that allow you to get healthy? How is that going to be?
I mean, it's familiar territory for DVC too. The MJC is a team they've scrimmaged before the season even started, so.
Yeah, I did want to ask you about that, and it's perfect time with the timeout here. So you were a part of those scrimmages, correct?
Yeah.
So obviously you're gray shirting this year. You'll have plenty of opportunities to show off what you got next year, and I'm super excited for you. As much as I'll miss you in the booth, I am super excited to see you and Damani go out there and do your thing as the linebacking core, replacing Acevedo and Wesley Garden after this year, most likely. But when you were out there in that scrimmage, obviously super early on the season, this one obviously before week 1 even began, what was that matchup like? What did it feel like with Modesto coming out there and showing off their physicality, and like scheme-wise, how did things match up?
I mean, it's just another team that's really heavy in the trenches, and they use load formations with the tight ends and wings, and they get pullers, and it's nothing DVC hasn't already faced before, so.
And obviously you haven't played Butte before, but you're seeing them today. Not the best showing for the Roadrunners, but is it something similar or comparable to see?
I would say so. I don't think MJC has as much formations that Butte has. Hold on here.
And another handoff right up the middle, and they're just setting out an all-out blitz in the situation, full run blitzing to keep the clock running, and the Vikings will take this one to the 2-minute timeout before they have a decision to make on 4th down and 7.
But, yeah, as I was saying, I don't believe MJC has as much formations and unique motions as far as, like, the orbits and the slot motions, wing motions that Butte has, but they're more straight up in their, as I said, the load formations and using wings and.
Yeah, so 2 tight end sets off one side of the offensive line. Throw fullbacks and all that jazz in there, up backs.
Exactly.
Butte, no quit in the Roadrunners here in a winner-go-home situation, obviously. The odds are 99% in the favor of DVC, but Butte's going to play this one straight all the way through. They take the timeout here on 2nd out of 13. The Vikings probably going to send out their kick unit coming out here. Daniel Sokol will come out and get his first kick opportunity here. It's going to be an interesting thing because a lot of these teams are built in heavy packages. We've kind of gone secular in the world of college football. You've seen for so long teams just go spread, try to zoom it, zip it, do whatever the heck. But now we're seeing a lot of teams go back to those heavy personnel situations because of the way that teams are built. And the Vikings are one of the few teams that still spread things out and zip and zing things all throughout. Go route to the back of the end zone, 7-on-7. Kai Taylor trying to get his 3rd of the day, but instead this pass is broken up. Caden Simmons on the coverage there. They'll break the ball up, and the Vikings will give the ball over to the Roadrunners, their 2nd turnover on downs on the day. 2:07 remaining. One more play likely going to be before that 2-minute timeout. And yeah, you want to extend the lead, but at this point, I think the Vikings just value burning some of that time. Yeah. And then just good job by the pressure of Butte forcing that ball a little early.
1st and 10.
First down and 10 as Butte College will come out. And we got a final here, 56-38. Fresno City College comes out and gets an upset on the road. Taking on City College's San Mateo next time. They've run this play quite a lot. A screen pass to the running back into the backfield. And the reception was made by Ty Webster, who had a nice showing in the last drive. And Webster, just a bang, bang heavy play on that far side. And the 2-minute timeout comes alongside with us. We'll get you caught up on the other side of the break here on DVC Vikings Live.
Right into the lone side and then chirps to the left.
Yeah, just in those spread formations here as they use the athletic legs of their quarterback, Amari Cooper, trying to extend the play, and he'll eventually throw it away. Clock stops here, and it's 3rd down and 11, 153 remaining.
Fresno City College has defeated City College of San Francisco.
So one part of that bracket set here as we take a quick look. City College of San Francisco falling to Fresno City College. And so they will take on the 9-1 San Mateo College, or College of San Mateo, I should say, next week on Saturday on the 29th. This one still not final, but DVC going to advance to 10-1 on the year, and they'll go over to Modesto, a place that they've scrimmaged early on the season, to take on the 8-2 Pirates.
Some backup players getting some time to shine. Delonte Henry, DeAndre Minto out there.
And it's a pressure off the edge. This might be intentional grounding. The pressure right off that right side edge. It was Io Phillips coming up with the pressure, and the late flag comes in, and the Vikings will get the safety. That pass did not go to the line of scrimmage despite getting outside of the tackle box and pin 2 more points on the board. The Vikings go from 28 to 30 here. And now you will see likely a free kick onside attempt from Butte. And they'll have an opportunity to try to get this ball off as the ball will be spotted down to the 20-yard line. And so this is an interesting plan of attack. You're going to obviously go for a onside kick in the situation off the free kick for Butte as they have to boot this ball away now. But now in the situation you have the chance, you can try to do a traditional onside kick where you get that bounce and you try to go up and snag that ball away, or you could send out your punter and try to send one high and force it to get lost in the sun or force some pressure and some hands from DVC here. The thing that you have to be aware of is for DVC, if they do go the punt direction, which it looks like they're not going to, you can call a fair catch. So the Vikings will send out a regular kick return. The hands team not really fully set here. They're setting up for a regular kick here. The Vikings sending out a standard kickoff return. And they'll kick this one away. That's probably going to be the white flag for Butte here. Jurion Dickey taking the free kick to the 26-yard line. Stop the extracurricular activities here as Butte playing physical to the very end. Hopefully no injury on the play there. Yeah, Jurion just a little slow to get up. So no onside kick, and as you trail by 28 points with under 2 minutes to play, DVC with essentially the ability to take the knee and send this one out. I don't believe Butte is going to call any more timeouts.
Yep, in victory formation now.
So that is all she wrote. DVC coming out and taking down the number 6 seed. The number 3 seed here at home will advance to the next round of the playoffs, as the Vikings will take this one 30-7. An explosive second and third quarter of 14 points apiece. Alongside the safety, builds up their 30 points. The Vikings got the day started scoring on a 9-play, 41-yard drive that was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown from Kai Taylor from Jaden Macedo, and that made it 7-0 for Ari Miller. A couple drives later, took it 84 yards on the long touchdown run. 21-0 after a 7-yard. Jaden Macedo rushed after a 5-play, 28-yard drive. Kai Taylor got an explosive 65-yard pass with a terrific block right in front of him as well. Isaiah Travis off some blown coverage. The tight end was able to hit the ball down the seam on the only touchdown of the day from Amari Cooper. That was an 8-play, 52-yard drive where they were able to go all the way down the field. And then obviously the last score will be the safety, making it 30-7. 18 first downs to the 11 of Butte. Vikings at the end of the day, they will put up 410 yards against a great defense in Butte. Kehlani McLeod, the leading passer of the afternoon, 15 for 24, 226 yards, a touchdown. Did have that one interception. Amari Cooper, 17 for 26, 148 yards, a touchdown interception of his own. Leading rusher in the game, Ferrari Miller, 11 rushes for 119 yards and a touchdown. Leading rusher on the other side, Anio Raby, 12 carries for 45 yards. And no scores. Leading receiver in the game, Ferrari Miller, is Kai Taylor, 4 catches for 97 yards. And with that, the Vikings will get the victory and advance to the next round. All the credit into the world for Butte College as they finish off the year 8-3. DVC advances to 10-1. And what a fun one we had on our hands. And if the Vikings will be back here, if there is an upset at San Mateo, they will be able to host another matchup. But until then, we'll sign out and hope we get another home game coming up. It's been a pleasure bringing you coverage of DVC Vikings football all year long. For Damani Jackson, Jordan Sandoval, Callie Medina, thank you so much for joining us. Hope to see you again, but if not, as always, horns up. And as a homage to our friend that his life was taken away, 2 claps, ready.
Both teams.